Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Monday. It is the last day of the month in July. This will be our chart lesson for the day, and another slow range kind of day. Really, we spent most of the day in this 2467 to 2471 range here. So for the most part, we spent the whole day within 4 or 5 point range, and there's just not much you can do with that. This midpoint, really, all your best trades are going to be off the lows or the highs, and this is more of a midpoint, even though it did turn out to really be the highs of the day. But we didn't really get a lot of trades off of it, to be honest. So just was not a very good trading day for the most part. Um, it won't take but a minute to go through these trades, and then we'll wrap it up. So anyway, when I came in, we were trending up here. We did have a close outside right here, and we already had a new high by the 7 o'clock. By the time we reached 7 o'clock, so we're just looking for a reversal of some kind or some reason to enter. Um, you get a double test right here. You actually had a double test here. Um, but we don't have a new high in place yet. Well, actually, we did have a new high in place, but you don't have a very good signal bar or anything. So you want to at least get it, let it try to go higher twice. But by the time it did that, as you notice, we've tried to go higher here twice. So it's really a double test of this double top, and that's a good reason to try to go short there. But by the time that happens, we're just going sideways, and you got a couple of very neutral kind of bars in here. So I just really don't like going short there. Um, so I think it's a little bit too aggressive. I think you want to see a reversal pattern first. And notice how we just kind of kept going sideways. And finally, we get a little breakout pullback short off this trend line. We went through the EMA. We came back. Um, and that's basically, you got a new high there. It's higher than that swing high. So that's a failed second entry long. So now you got your reversal pattern. So I like entering there. You don't know that it's going to take off like that. You're just looking for it to come down and maybe test these last couple of swings here. Although, if this is going to be a range day, you expect that we may try to go to the other side. But you're just looking for a scalp out of this. This turns out to be a great trade. And if you caught this first trade, you've already got several points in the bag. You may be done for the day, especially if you added on here, or actually you probably wouldn't add on here, but you probably re-enter here. And notice that new low, pull back first entry, pull back second entry, nice bearish bar. It's the first break of that trend line. You got a short-term trend line, close outside new high. So I like going short there right off that EMA. That's a perfect second entry. Um, and you're just looking for it to test these lows again. But you might get a measured leg like that one right there. And that, you're looking at prices coming all the way down here and then getting two nice runners if that happens. Unfortunately, it turns out it's a range day and you get a failed break lower. And, you might have attempted to go long right here when you got this little failed break lower kind of below the double bottom here. You generally want to wait on a higher low or a reversal pattern, because this is a good example. If you'd have used that bar and went long right there thinking you had a failed break lower, well, you get trapped and you get stopped out only to watch it go exactly where you think it's going to go. So that's why it's always better to wait on that higher low. And by the time you got a higher low here, you're back into the EMA. You don't have room. You really don't even have room here. But notice you've got a big leg down, and then this is what you'll usually see. You'll see one more attempt to go lower that traps people and then reverses. So you don't really have that trap right here. That's the difference. This entering here was the trap, and they trap you out, and then it takes off. So and you don't get your reversal pattern here. Notice that new low, first entry short, second entry short. So I like going long there. And at first it was unsure if this was a scalp. I'm sorry, not a scalp. I wasn't sure if it wasn't a spiking channel. Notice how we spiked up and went in that channel. So I wasn't sure if that wasn't a spiking channel. And I'm still not 100%, but when you get your measured move and it bounces off of it to the tick, well, you figure it's probably a two-tiered channel. doesn't matter. We end up getting our break on the net after that next swing up, and so you got the reversal either way. But notice what happens. You do get your close outside here, and you get two legs down. There's one leg, and there's a little two-legged correction, then a second leg, and it's a measured leg. You can see that. Maybe we missed it by a tick. But and then you pushed up to a new high, and then it sold off after that. So it played out either way you looked at it. So it didn't really matter. Um, this is a second entry long here, but that bar's too neutral. So I really didn't like going long there. You got another second entry here. Not a very good setup, not a good signal bar. You're looking for it to try to make that new high. It looks like it's going to be a failed second entry short, but by that time you're just kind of going sideways, and then it looks like it's another failed entry up here. So it is a double test of that level right there, one test, two tests. So you might consider going short right there, but I think it's too risky. It would have worked, but I think you're better off just to skip that. And that got you into the 2 o'clock hour. So there weren't many trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, that were either blue or red, and the rest of them are green. And the green ones, they're not ones you could really even hardly argue to consider, except for maybe this one. This one's borderline being there at the blue. But I just explained to you why you want to wait on that higher low, because if you thought the same thing here, although this setup is a little bit different, because now you've got your break here, and you've really got two legs down, and then this is that one more little push that just goes a tick or two and then traps people and reverses, where going long here, you still got a huge move down, and so you're just kind of gambling and guessing there, where here you've got a little bit more proof that, hey, it failed to go lower, we're probably going to reverse here and be a failure. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, study that, because entering here is much different than entering here. And if you can't see that, just study it until you can see it. Because here you've had a huge, you're working down, where here you've only had a little move down and it reverses real quick. So they're very different. And this one, if you'd have traded this failed break lower, it would have worked. But there's not a very good setup bar there. You got to have a good setup bar. You want a nice bullish bar like this one, or maybe this one. And you don't have that right here. So, and that is right into that 2 o'clock hour. And you got to be careful getting long here. But you can see the price action still played out either way you look at it. You had your break and a move to a new high, and then it sold off. But anyway, there's not much else we can talk about today, and it is Monday. So I'm going to wrap it up and get this uploaded so people can get their Monday over with. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow, but I'm out here for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.